If you're watching this, there's a good chance you've done it. You've used the same password for your email, your online banking, your Facebook, your Amazon account, everything. And hey, I get it. It's easy to remember. But here's the truth. That one password could be the key that drains your bank account, locks you out of your social media, and ruins your credit score overnight. And hackers know it. They're counting on it. In fact, the biggest online heist in the last decade happened because people reuse passwords. But if you stick with me till the end of this video, I'll show you exactly how to protect yourself without needing to remember 50 different passwords. Look, convenience is great. I know how tempting it is to just use the same password everywhere. You don't have to write it down. You don't have to reset it every week. But the disadvantage? It's not just bigger, it's devastating. If one of those sites gets hacked. And trust me, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when every single account you own could be up for grabs. And by the time you realize what's happening, it's usually too late. Let's talk about the 5 reasons why you should never, and I mean never, reuse the same password. Let's start with the most obvious and scariest reason. Once hackers get your password from one site, they try it everywhere else. This tactic even has a name, credential stuffing. Here's how it works. A small e-commerce site you barely remember signing up for. Maybe you bought something once 3 years ago, gets hacked. That site's security isn't strong, and suddenly, your email and password are on the dark web. Hackers then run automated scripts to try that email and password combination on PayPal, Chase Bank, Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, Amazon, even Netflix. If you're reusing the same password, boom, they're in. According to a 2023 report by Digital Shadows, over 24 billion usernames and passwords are already circulating on the dark web. That's enough to give every single person in the United States 73 compromised accounts. And once your password's in one of those lists, it's game over. And number 2, we've got what I call the domino effect. Once hackers get into one of your accounts, they don't stop there. They dig through your email inbox looking for banking statements, loan details, or even utility bills. They use that info to reset passwords for your other accounts that might not even use the same password. This is exactly how a man in Houston lost $18,000 in a single night. Hackers broke into his Gmail using a password leaked from a hacked gaming site. They then used the forgot password feature on his bank's website. And because they had access to his email, they intercepted the password reset link. Within hours, his checking account was wiped out. Think about that. A password you use for something as harmless as an old gaming account could be the reason your mortgage payment bounces next month. The third reason is something we've all seen: social media hijacking. Hackers love getting into Facebook, Instagram, or X, Twitter, accounts because they can weaponize your friends list. Imagine this. Someone in Los Angeles logs into your Instagram using a stolen password. They start messaging your family and friends, pretending to be you, asking for urgent money transfers. This is called impersonation fraud, and people fall for it, especially when the request comes from someone they trust. In one infamous case from 2022, scammers took over a Dallas woman's Facebook account and convinced 3 of her relatives to send over $2,500 each for a fake emergency. She only found out when her cousin called her in tears, asking if she was okay. And it gets worse. Some hackers lock you out of your account entirely, change your recovery email, and start using your profile for crypto scams or phishing campaigns. That blue checkmark you worked hard for? Gone. And it all started with a reused password. If you're realizing you might be at risk right now, don't panic, but do hit that subscribe button. Because in my next videos, I'll show you the exact tools and strategies I use to keep my accounts safe, even if a site I use gets hacked. Reason number 4 is the big one: identity theft. Once hackers have access to one of your major accounts, they can piece together enough personal information to become you. They can open credit cards in your name, apply for loans, even rent apartments. According to the Federal Trade Commission, 1.1 million identity theft cases were reported in the U.S. in 2022 alone, and the financial losses totaled over $8.8 billion. I read about a case in Chicago where a man had his Gmail hacked. Within weeks, the hacker had applied for 2 credit cards and a personal loan in his name. all approved using documents pulled from his cloud storage. It took him 14 months to clear his credit report. And here's the part that really hurts. Banks and credit bureaus can take months to resolve identity theft cases. And during that time, you could be denied housing, car loans, even job opportunities. And the last reason, the one that doesn't get talked about enough, is ransomware and extortion. Hackers don't just want your money. Sometimes they want you to pay to get your life back. If they get into your personal or work accounts, they can encrypt all your files, lock you out, and demand payment to restore access. Or worse, they can threaten to leak sensitive photos, private conversations, or business documents unless you pay up. In 2021, a small business owner in Miami had her Shopify account hacked through a reused password. The attackers downloaded her entire customer database, then demanded $5,000 in Bitcoin or they'd leak it. She paid, and they leaked it anyway. Once you're in a hacker's grip, there's no guarantee they'll let go, even if you pay. All right, I've hit you with the nightmare fuel, so let's talk solutions. The number one way to protect yourself is simple. Use a unique password for every account you have. Yes, that's a lot to remember, but you don't actually have to remember them all. Use a password manager like 1Password, LastPass, or Bitwarden. They generate strong, random passwords for each site, store them securely, and autofill them when you log in. That way, if one site gets hacked, your other accounts are still safe. And here's a bonus tip. Turn on two-factor authentication everywhere you can. That way, even if someone has your password, they can't log in without that extra code sent to your phone or email. Trust me, a little setup now can save you from years of financial pain later. Hackers don't need to be smarter than you. They just need you to make one lazy mistake. Don't hand them the keys to your entire digital life. Make your passwords unique, lock them up in a manager, and turn on two-factor authentication. If you want me to break down exactly how to spot phishing scams before you click them, I promise you, that video will blow your mind. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.